So today we'll discuss about how to register the Apple devices to Microsoft Intune. As part of MDM enrollment, we have already discussed Android devices. Now we have either corporate owned devices or bring your own devices. Employees have their devices and those devices as a work profile they want to register. Okay, so then like one of the prerequisite is like we need to have the Intune licensing is mandatory. Okay, so now like we require Intune licensing for any device to register. We require Intune licenses. Then like in the Android device we have Google like a Play Store account is required. Then here in the Apple ID we required Apple ID we need to create like in order to maintain the MDM push certificate. Say here it need to provide one certificate also for the security purpose. So for that purpose, we required like one MDM push certificate is required. Okay, so that push certificate is going to communicate between Intune and those Apple devices. Okay, so that's we need to create uh, push certificate. We need to get that. Okay, so then once we download that push certificate, so using that is going to communicate. Okay, so that then like we need in order to set up that push certificate, say here we need to sign into Microsoft Intune devices. Then like in the enrollment of that device, like in the prerequisites will have that push certificate will have. Okay, so that is in order to communicate with the Apple push notification center will have that service is going to be enabled uh, like a one certificate in order to communicate with the Intune or any of the it's not only for Intune, any of the MDM solution is going to be communicated to those devices. Like that MDM commands would be sent to the device in order to secure that one. Like we need to maintain that certificate. By default, we can't enroll that device, and those commands would be sent through APNs Apple push notifications. For that purpose, we require the this uh, certificate. Normal, we are getting in the CSR format certificate signing itself. But what this the push certificate will do is authenticates Intune to Apple and allows the push notifications also from the Intune to Apple devices. And even remotely, we are controlled through the MDM that Apple devices we can remote manage and we can compliances, we can check configuration policies, app deployments, all these we can enforce. And in order to get this certificate, we required Intune certificate and an Apple ID is required. Then, like we need to access to that push certificate portal. Okay, so we need to push certificate. We need to push that. Then, here we need to log into push certificate. Okay, in the device enrollment for iPhone, we are going to get that push certificate. Then, we need to sign in with our Apple ID and upload that CSR file. Like whatever the certificate we have downloaded from Intune, we are getting in the form of .pem file. .pem stands for private enhanced mail. Even in the OpenSSL kind of format, also we are getting .pem file. We need to upload that PEM file. Okay, so these are the prerequisites. So first what we need to do is, so we need to sign into the Intune admin center. Then in the iOS or iPad OS, we need to start the enrollment process. Then we need to get that MDM push certificate. And then once we download that certificate, we need to go to Apple portal. We need to go. Then like we need to have an Apple ID. Then with that Apple ID, once we log in, we need to upload the CSR file. Okay. So then, like in the device, mostly we are choosing automated device enrollment. Okay. So with automated enrollment, the user is going to be self-registered those devices. Okay. So now we need to choose the profile. What is the profile we need to create? All these we need to set up. Okay. So then even for this also, we need to get it from the from the Play Store. We got this from the Apple also. They need to get that company portal. Microsoft, they need to download. Even in the Apple device also, they need to download. Just like how we registered with the Android device, they need to set up this. Okay. So now compared to Android, what is the major difference is we require that MDM certificate, all these we need to set up. Okay. So once we got that set up, then we can enroll that device. Okay. So even that certificate expires also after 365 days. Then we need to renewal those certificates also. We need to renewal. Otherwise, that device would be not working. Okay. So then, we are going to secure the communication between our Intune and Apple devices, and using those notification we are going to communicate to the MDM. Like our Intune is going to communicate with the devices. So with those devices, and those certificates have been issued by the Apple Push Notification Service, that is called as APNs. Okay, so with that it is going to communicate. So that's so here first we need to get that into Intune. So here we'll yeah. So here we have the Intune. So now here in order to go for this, so here need to go to devices, then iOS, iPad, enrollment we need to go. So now here we are going to use Apple devices. Okay, so for this what we required is we need this push certificate, but we require the Apple account also. Now we need to download that. Okay, so I've requested. I'm going to download our CSR certificate. I'm going to download. Then here we need to create like our own like here MDM push certificate. We need to download. So for this, we need to sign into this Apple account, and from the Apple we are going to download that certificate. Then once we upload that certificate, then we need to update our certificate PEM file we are getting, because Apple will give that MDM certificate for us. Okay, so we need to log into Apple ID. Then we need to upload our CSR. Previously, we downloaded the CSR, right? Once we upload that CSR, then Apple will give us one MDM certificate, and that MDM certificates again we need to upload to like Intune. So once we got that Apple certificate, so using that Apple ID, we need to log in. Then here, what we need to do is we need to upload our certificate to the Intune. Okay. So then, this once we set up, our MDM push certificate is now active for 1 year. We can use those. Okay, so suppose here one step what we are not doing is that Apple ID we need to log in, then we need to submit our CSR, then like Apple is going to provide us one like MDM certificate is going to provide in the form of a .pem file. And once we got that PEM file, so we need to submit again that PEM file. What is Apple MDM push certificate has been given that need to be submitted. Okay, so once we got that certificate, so we need to update that certificate also. Then our certificate all that has been registered. Okay, so then once Apple ID all those have been done, we have the different enrollment process we have. So once we done this is the prerequisite kind of thing. Once this prerequisite is done, so we need to go for the configuration. So in the configuration, we need to say first we need to finish the enrollment. Also, we need to finish the different enrollment types we have. Okay, so we have the different enrollment process we have. Okay, so then, like mostly for the bring your own device, we are going to choose a user-driven enrollment. That means user itself is going to enter into corporate app. Otherwise, we can choose automated device enrollment also. For our corporated devices, we are going to choose those devices. Our bulk enrollment also based on the MAC IDs of those Apple devices. Using the Apple configurator also we can upload those devices. Okay, so we have the different like here we have a Apple configurator kind of enrollment, or we can generate the token also we can use. Our users normally user like a bring your own device wise user driven enrollment also we need to set up. So we have the different enrollment types. This option after that that MDM certificate once we enroll, we'll get that. Okay, so then once we upload that in like a enrollment driven, like mostly we'll choose enrollment program token. Okay, so that's based on the tokens we are going to upload also. After this, we need to assign the configuration policies like how we are going to set up the Wi-Fi and email restrictions, email configurations, and our compliance policies like passcode, minimum version. Even in the enrollment wise also, we can restrict the devices also, and even we can deploy the app deployments also. We can make sure. Okay, so then on the end user side, so these all from the Intune admin center wise we are going to do. On the end user side, we need to install the company portal app. Then we need to sign into that using that user Azure AD credentials. Then it's going to begin the enrollment process. Okay, so we need to accept that management profile what we have enrolled for the user self-registration. Then they need to accept the MDM prompts also. Then they need to trust that certificate also they need to accept. Then depends upon our enrollment compliance checks and device compliance checks, the device is going to be evaluated. Okay, so then one more method we have uh, Apple Business Manager. There is one solution we can install that Apple Business Manager solution with the Intune we can link. So for the corporate kind of devices, we are going to use. That also we'll discuss. As of now, we are using a BYOD kind of thing. Okay, so bring your own device. User have their own Apple devices, and they're going to enroll with that. Okay, so then, so after that, we need to do the compliance policies, all these also. Now, these configuration policies also, we have the templates, and these also will discuss all that. Once the enrollment process finish for all the devices, all the compliance policies, how we can apply, and uh, how we can check those also, we'll check, and conditional access also. So we need to apply to all the users, or we can filter those. Okay. So then, coming to like Mac OS. So now here, instead of iOS or iOS or iPad OS, so we have the Mac devices. So we have from the Mac device, we need to register. It may be a MacBook, or we have a iMac also we have. Okay, so how to register those? The MacBook is normal laptop kind of thing. iMac is a desktop kind of like a mission. Okay, so those also we want to register from the Intune wise, because a lot of companies will not giving like Windows missions to their employees. They're giving MacBooks also. A lot of companies are managing. Then those devices also we need to manage from the Intune wise. Okay, so in order to register, or in order to maintain Mac OS also, so Mac OS also we required Microsoft Intune license, and for this also we required MDM Push Certificate. Then in the company portal, like again, there's almost all the same steps, because this is also will have an Apple account, and with that Apple account we are going to push that certificate. Then we are signing to the Apple ID. So it's almost the same steps we have for the like iOS or iPad OS or Mac or MacBook, iMac also we have the same steps. Okay, so then we need to link all this. After that, we need to like uh, enrollment process. We need to manage. Okay, so if the corporate kind of level, they're managed from the Apple Business Manager, but we don't get the access to Apple Business Manager. That's only for the like bulk kind of purchases. If they purchase the devices, we can give that corporate managed Apple Business Manager also. We can manage all those devices. We can control from this also. Okay, so from that like also we can control. Then we need to apply the compliance policies. All these also we need to set up. Like for the Mac OS also we'll see. Okay, so Mac, if you don't get the MacBook, I'll take an instance from the AWS, and that's we are going to like apply. Then coming to we have the Linux devices. So we have the Linux devices. The Linux, actually in the preview kind of thing, or maybe a beta version, it's not supporting the complete Linux devices. Okay, but Microsoft Intune started supporting even the Intune devices also. Okay, so those also will discuss. So in order to register the like a Microsoft Intune with the Linux, okay. So then on the Linux, what is the main prerequisite is we require Microsoft Defender need to be deployed on each Linux machine. We require the licensing. Then we need the Microsoft Defender also. We required uh, to this for the endpoint security wise, we require Microsoft Defender. And as of now, they're supporting only limited versions. Okay, so mostly Ubuntu 20.04 and 22.04. Those also LTH. So that means if you have Red Hat, those are not supporting. Then I think even they required like uh, uh, like in those also that kept some dependency. Only Microsoft Edge is required in those devices because that devices in order to join to this, we need to use the browser, and they're supporting on that Microsoft Edge browser. They need to do for the company portal authentication for all those. Okay, so that means company portal also need to be installed on that Linux device. Okay, so then we require Azure AD account, and that user anyhow will have the license Azure AD account, and the device also mandatory it required the internet access. Okay, so these all we need to have the prerequisites. Again I'll tell Microsoft Intune license. Then we required like a event defender also, like a for the endpoint security wise we required. Then, as of now, only Ubuntu 20.04, 22.04 LTSR versions, maybe 24 also may be supported. Those LTSR versions are required. Okay, so then in order to access the company portal, they're mostly supporting Edge browser, and that Linux device should have the internet access, and we required Azure AD account with the licenses. Okay, so then we need to go for the Linux enrollment process. Then we need to create a policy. Okay, so that like here also we'll see mostly that Linux also we are getting that option. So here if you see Windows, iOS or iPadOS, macOS, Android and Linux here we have. Okay, so now here for the Linux also, like here we need to go for the enrollment process. We need to go for those also. Okay, so in the enrollment process, we need to register those devices also. We need to register for that. Say here in the enrollment also. So now here we need to check for the like those device enrollment process. What devices we want to use, but Linux as of now in the very like preview kind of stage itself. Okay, so then like we need to what we need to do is on the Linux is mandatory. We need to install Edge. So Microsoft Edge, we need to install the software. Uh, After we install that Microsoft Edge, then we need to install the Microsoft Intune company portal app also we need to download. So these all like in the Linux will have the app through the app just like Play Store or App Store. Like in the Linux we have the packages like apt or yum. So using those packages will install that. Then we need to log into that company portal. So all these enrollment also need to be done. Then the complete device can be managed from the like our company policies, password requirements, encryption on the disk, OS versions, all these we can control from there. Okay, so for this, what are the prerequisites is like we need install Edge, and from that we are going to open the company portal. Then, like a defender also is one of the prerequisite. We require the user login with the licenses. Okay, so these all we need to set up. Then we can manage those devices from the compliances and all those also. But the configuration policies, app deployments, remote commands, as of now, they're not giving. Okay, so only the basic inventory we can collect and the company compliance policies we can apply. Conditional access also we can provide to the Linux devices. But software distribution, configuration of the policies, as of now, they're not supported. Okay, so these all like we are going to perform in the next session. We'll finish all this. Then we'll discuss more from the software distribution, then compliances and how to verify all those. We'll discuss. Okay, so even in Azure also you can take the Linux mission. On top of that also we'll try to configure this. Okay, so now here in the devices, as of now we have added Windows and Android devices. In the same way, we'll add iOS and iPad, and Linux devices also will add. And once those devices have been onboarded, say here we need to go for the configuration policies, compliances, and the conditional access. Okay, so these all the things we'll explore. We need to set up the configuration policies and the compliances and the conditional access. If that condition met only, like we need to give the access to the devices. Okay, so these all we'll discuss in the next sessions. Okay, so then we can distribute the softwares also, like those apps also we can deliver through that to those devices after compliances and conditional access. They will come to software distribution also through the Intune. Normally on premises, we are going to use the like through SCCM we used to deliver, but now here we are going to use now in Tune itself we are going to deploy, and to the depends upon the platform we can deliver the apps also we can deliver. So for the Windows it supports .msa packages or .exe kind of packages, or from the Microsoft Store apps also, and from the Microsoft Edge kind of apps also we can deliver. And for iOS or iPad, we have like from the from the Apple App Store, we can deploy. Otherwise, for corporate devices, like Apple will provide Apple Business Manager. From there also we can integrate. And from for the Android, we can deploy those packages from Google Play Store. Otherwise, if you have any corporate APKs also for those, we can deploy. For macOS, we are getting .pkg or .dmg format. Otherwise, we can get from the Mac App Store also, we can deploy those apps. And coming to the Linux, as of now, the Linux is not supporting software distributions. Okay, and we have the different app delivery methods also we have. Okay, so those delivery types also we can do, users can install from the company portal, or we can have the without user interaction mandatory apps we can deploy, or some of the apps we can uninstall, and the shortcut to those web apps also we can deliver to the users, a web link kind of thing. Once the user click on that like uh, from the SaaS base, that app can be open, and dependency apps also we can manage. Okay, so for this we need to add apps, and we need to choose that which type of apps we want. So those all we can control. The apps also will control. Okay, so then say here we have one more endpoint security we have. So in the endpoint security, like here we are going to set up the endpoint protection, how we can set up to the devices. Okay, so now here we have for the devices like Windows, Mac, Android, we are setting the security baselines and antivirus settings. Then we have firewall rules, encryptions. All these we can set up. So these all integrated with the Microsoft 365 Defender kind of ecosystem. All these now they're bringing to Microsoft 365 ecosystem. We are going to get it. Okay, so in order to make sure security, zero trust kind of thing, we are going to integrate for Microsoft Defender for endpoint. That is called as MDE. With that also we are going to set up antivirus, firewall, disk encryptions, then surface reduction. So these also important features. So these also will discuss how to configure those endpoint security policies also. Okay, so try to register again that Android devices. So I think everyone will have that access to this Intune account. Okay, so from this try to log in. and just navigate this devices, device enrollment process. So these all the options. Try to explore more. Okay, so again, try to register one Windows device, Android devices. Okay, enrollment process. So then, what are the device restrictions we can keep? Minimum versions. Those devices I don't want to start with the enrollment kind of process. Okay, so these all just explore these devices. Okay, so mostly these devices. In the after we enroll the devices, we'll discuss more on the configuration policies and the compliance policies. Then conditional access will discuss. Okay, so mostly if possible we'll take tomorrow. We'll finish this iOS and iPad registration process also, and Linux also will register. Okay.